If you guys don't read these books, not only do you not love me, you actually hate me, wish I was dead, and being a Latina creator, I think that also makes you a little bit racist. I don't like the rule. Is that dramatic? Is that too much? Too far? No, I stand by that. If I clip this mic to my hat, are you guys gonna make fun of me this whole video? Oh my gosh, it's like Horton Hears a Who. You guys get the reference? The doctor, like the little puff, the little that Whoville lives upon. That's how I feel right now.
There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail ever was.
It's going there, okay? Get over it. Move on. Here I have a handful of 5, some even 6-star reads, okay? Take this seriously. And I'm gonna do my best to convince you guys to read them. For the sake of this video, and because it was just too hard to narrow down some of my favorites, I stuck to only standalone romance novels. I'm not even gonna include interconnected standalones because I felt like I was cheating and I have too many of those. So these are just pure, one and done, perfection romance books, in my opinion. Which is always correct? Let's start with an easy one, People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is probably my most recent addition to this pile, because if you've been living under a rock, Netflix just released a movie adaptation, and I timed my read of this to be right before the release, so that the book could be really fresh in my mind, so I could properly analyze the similarities and differences between the book and the movie. Now, I thought they did a wonderful job adapting the story, but it is an adaptation and not a true copy and paste, like I think some of the fans of this novel wish it had been. So if you have not read the book, but you did watch the movie, loved it, I know in my heart of hearts that you are going to love the book. It gives fuller context, you understand the characters a little bit more, but I still feel like it's very true to the spirit of the film, but not so close that I don't think it's also worthwhile to read the book. I think they can both be enjoyed so much separately, and I think you have a fuller appreciation for both experiencing them in those different avenues. People We Meet on Vacation is a best friends to lovers in the truest sense of the form. It's very much like a modern day When Harry Met Sally. These two people meet in college and you get to see their friendship blossom through past and present timelines while slowly building up to the reason why present day they maybe aren't as present in each other's lives as they once were. And the whole time you're wondering what could have possibly happened to cause this rift between you two. I feel like Poppy has so much spunk and personality, and Alex is such like a fun type A but also golden retriever personality to balance out their friendship and eventual romance. I cannot recommend this enough. It is full of heart, humor, angst, tension, and everything that I adore in a friends to lovers contemporary romance. Next up, I have a forbidden romance standalone that I think is criminally underrated. Not nearly enough people are talking about it, and that is Keep Her Safe by QB Tyler. QB specializes in a subgenre of romance that is one of my personal favorites, which is spicy, taboo, and forbidden. So if some of those hot button words intrigue you, definitely go check out her backlog. She has some absolute gems. But I wanted to include Keep Her Safe because not only do I feel like it is underrated, it is also one of her least taboo, while also being, in my opinion, one of her spiciest. Keep Her Safe is a celebrity bodyguard romance full of sweat-inducing tension, incredibly well-written spice, and if you liked the movie Bodyguard but wish it had a way more satisfying ending, Keep Her Safe is gonna be for you, diva. And you know what? Let's just keep on trend with the more forbidden, slightly taboo. I have June 1st by Jennifer Hartman. This is a 6-star read. I think about this book on a bi-daily basis. Whether you are a seasoned taboo romance lover or are unfamiliar or really put off by taboo subjects, I feel like this is the perfect sort of middle ground. Because while it is technically an adopted siblings romance, it reads a lot more like a brother's best friend. Because our male lead was best friends with a little boy in his neighborhood, and their moms were best friends. It starts out with something tragic happening to our male lead's parents, and he ends up kind of being taken in and adopted into the family of his mom's best friend's family. And they give birth to a little girl really close to that tragedy. And he grows up being very protective and adoring of the female lead, whose name is June, throughout her whole life. And it starts out very innocent and wholesome and special. And you get to see how that blossoms into something more romantic, but how the fact that he is technically adopted makes that feel very complicated and challenging for him and everyone who knows them. Jennifer Hartman is also an author who writes so many, in my opinion, 5-star standalones. This just happens to be my favorite. But I have yet to pick up a Jennifer Hartman novel that didn't turn out to be completely fantastic. This was a beautiful, gut-wrenching, complicated love story filled with tragedy and hope and yearning, and you absolutely have to read it. Next up, we have Before We Were Strangers by Renee Carlino. This book was so good, and it like slapped me in the face because when I first read it, I thought that I was rereading a book that I really liked, but that turned out to not be the case at all. Very quickly, I realized, oh, I've actually never read this book a day in my life in the best way possible. I found myself very quickly immersed and invested. And maybe there's a little bit of a theme going on here, but this is also a college best friends, two lovers, second chance, dual timeline, angsty romance that I feel like really surrounds three main characters: our female lead, our male lead, and New York City. Like I said, these two characters meet in college and very quickly develop a very special connection, friendship, almost codependency, really. But present day, it's made very clear that they're not in each other's lives anymore and haven't been for quite some time. But then they are forced to confront everything that led up to their relationship falling apart when they bump into each other on the subway one morning while they're both on their way to work. They don't have time to talk and meet up and work it out because they see each other as the subway doors are closing and the train goes away. And he ends up writing a post on one of those missed connection ads to try to track her down after all these years. This is one of those books that will stick with you for a long time after you close it, and had me hooked from start to finish. These next two will be for my fellow masochistic sick freaks who love to hurt so good. You love the drama, you love the angst, and you like it when an author makes you work for it. A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. You guys, this book is a saga and just embodies the concept of right person, wrong time. You see these characters span many, many years making wrong choices, choosing different paths, but fate, or destiny if you will, always brings them back to each other. It's like fucking magnets. And that's how I felt reading this book. My heart was a magnet to the page, and it is painful. It'll make you sick to your stomach, but the payoff is so good that you'll find yourself thanking Candy Steiner somehow for the emotional trauma that she made you endure. This is a love triangle. It's not second chance, it's not third chance. I honestly could not even tell you how many chances these people had passed them by before they get it right, but I was obsessed. I truly feel like this is Candy Steiner's magnum opus, and that's saying a lot because she has written many a fantastic novel. I actually think I might be due for a reread of this because I'm trying to think back, and there's so much about the story that's not totally fresh in my mind. And I'm sitting here going, is that healthy? Should I talk to a therapist about that? Because I just finished telling you guys how much this is going to hurt your feelings, and I'm like 100% willing to re-endure. It's like getting a tattoo, okay? Do you know going into it that it's going to hurt like a motherfucker? Sure. But does it keep you from coming back to get new ink? No, baby. I'm going to do it. It's going to be worth it. We're going to love it. Plus, I decided that 2026 is the year that I want to do more rereads because I really don't do them very often. I'm more of like a keep moving forward kind of gal. But I kind of want to start a series of rereading some of my past 5-star books just to make sure that I still have good taste and or the same taste. So stay tuned for that. Last but certainly not least is a book that happens to be my favorite book of all time. It is YA. It is devastating. It is stunning. And I always have multiple copies of this in my home because if I get a new neighbor or get invited to a housewarming or want to do giveaways, this is my go-to book because I feel like no matter what age, it could be your daughter, it could be your grandmother, you can feel comfortable recommending this book to them, and someone is going to feel touched by this and not being able to stop thinking about it for the rest of their lives. The book in question, A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This is a childhood best friends to lovers about my forever OTP, Rune and Poppy. I feel like I could go on and kind of already have about how much this book and this love story means to me, and how every book I have read, or I believe will read for the rest of time, any other love to Rune and Poppy's love, because it is just that pure and that once in a lifetime. We can talk about 5-star reads, we can talk about 6-star reads. I think this is the only true infinity star read I have ever read. And you know what? I am going to cheat a little bit at the end here. Don't consider it cheating. Consider it like a surprise bonus, because I did say I was only going to include true standalones, and I feel like this sort of rides the line, because while A Thousand Boy Kisses is technically a standalone and was for many years, Tilly Cole just a few years ago came out with 1,000 Broken Pieces, which is a spin-off story about one of the side characters in 1,000 Boy Kisses. And I won't tell you anything about this because it'll hint at spoilers from book 1, but I would definitely consider these companion stories. Can't really read or appreciate book 2 without having read book 1, but the way that Tilly wrote one to seamlessly flow into the other, I absolutely believe that they should both be experienced one after the other. And that's it. You guys, I am so excited at the idea that some of you, after watching this video, will pick up one of these and experience them for the first time. And again, if you care about me at all, don't hate me, aren't preying on my downfall, you will come back to this video and leave me a comment or shoot me a DM on Instagram and tell me your thoughts, because I love all of these books. And I would also love to know, what are some of your like must read 5 or 6-star true standalone romance novels? Let's do a little swappy swap, because I would love to walk away from this video with some recommendations for myself as well, because I'm selfish like that. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video. Like I said, comment. I want to know your favorite books, baby doll. Subscribe, share so you don't miss out on any of my future fabulous book recommendations and opinions. And happy reading.